Hey guys, Mr. Washam here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take your survey data and turn it into graphs. It's a very easy process. So you created a survey, probably looks something similar to this, and all the students in 8th grade, or at least in my 8th grade classes, have pretty much taken your survey. So what you will receive is you're going to get a spreadsheet from the person who created the survey that was used, and you'll start seeing everybody's responses. Now, what you're going to do is use these responses to generate a couple graphs. To find the spreadsheet that the person shared with you, just go to your drive and click on Shared with Me. And inside of Shared with Me, you should be able to find the Washam Science Survey responses. Responses is what you're looking for. If you need assistance, just ask with that. So what you're going to do with these responses is you're going to generate a couple graphs. It's a very easy process. You'll need to go to your drive, and you'll need to click on New Sheet. And so you want to make a new Google Sheet. And when that sheet loads, go ahead and change the name of it to Survey Data or something appropriate other than Untitled Spreadsheet. And what you're going to do is use the data that your group collected. So I'm going to go and look at my independent variable, which in this case was gender. And for gender, there's only two options, male or female. And so I'll go to my sheet and I'm going to title my independent variable gender. And then I had two options, male and female. Now, again, whatever your independent variable was, it could be something completely different than gender. You would give the title of it there and the options going down in the first column. Now, next to it in the next column over, I'm going to look at the first dependent variable, which was which of these animals do you own? Again, I do not know what your group asked, but in this situation, they were asking about animals. And so I'm going to put the possible responses, dog, cat, horse, here, and I'll continue. If there's more responses than that, I would fill those in. And then I'll just have to go back to the data, and I've just got to count up real quickly, how many males said dog, how many females said dog, how many males said cat, females said cat, and so on. And as I'm getting my data gathered, I just type in the answers here. So let's just say that there were 12 males that said dog and 13 females, and under cat, there were 3 and 5, and under horse, it was 1 and 3. All right, so there were the answers that we received. And to turn that into a graph, I just select everything. I go to my insert chart. And it's probably going to produce a bar graph for you, which in this case is fine. I know we're only doing line graphs in class, but this sort of data that we're getting back from our classmates is really hard to turn into a line graph. So this shows up really nice and neat. It shows males, females. It shows the number that responded for dog, cat, horse. It's a very easy graph. I'll just need to go to customization and make sure I have an appropriate title. Probably starts with something like the effect of. You do want your legend to be showing. You can choose its location if you want to put it in different spots. And you want to go down to the axis and change the label of the horizontal axis. And right now it's set to gender. Obviously, you'd want to fix that to be the correct title. And then you can switch it over to your left vertical. And you can fix the title of your left vertical axis. Once your graph is correct with a title and label for the axes, you can go ahead and insert it into your data table, or into your sheet, excuse me. And you can just go ahead and on this button choose the down and say move to own sheet, and it's just going to stick it in there nice and big for you in its own sheet. You click back on sheet 1 and your data is still there. Now you're going to do the same thing for the other question. So remember, you have the same independent variable every time, gender, and my options were male and female. But this time I'm going to go to the second question. And on the second question is what were your grades? And so I would, again, put in my possible responses that students could answer from, so on. I'll go and do the counting, and I'll put in the numbers here. And as I put in those numbers, I would go and select everything, same process, make a graph. And again, it's going to make a graph for me, same process. I insert it into the sheet once it's made, and then I move it to its own sheet. Once that is done, and done for you, and you have made all 3 graphs because you should have 3 questions. In this case, what are your grades? And the third one was on the scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about the dress code? So once I've made a graph for all 3, I'm going to take that new sheet that I made called survey data, and in my Google Drive, I'm going to move that sheet, there's survey data. I'm going to take that sheet and I'm going to move it into a folder that's been created for me called Science Class. And if you need help finding that, let me know. Most of you have already started putting stuff in it, but that is what will turn it into me. So you're going to drag and drop it into a folder that was created for you called Science. And when you do that, it will be turned in. If you need help finding that folder, just go ahead and ask, and I'll show you the correct folder. All right, that's all, guys. Good luck with the graph making. It's a simple process.